Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I am JR. That is Peanut. That is Coconut. This is my only General bring your own window frame for my 2024 Polaris General. Seen there. It fits 2 doors and 4 doors, and it's a super cool deal because what it allows you to do is in a Polaris General, a 2-door or a 4-door, any year, you can go to the junkyard and get a 97 to 2011 Ford Ranger rear window, pop it out, and put it in your General. So that, to me, that beats having like a plastic window or a side-by-side specific window. This is pretty well made too, but it beats it because if I break this out, I can just go get another Ranger window at the junkyard. This is $22. It took me 15 minutes. Here's a clip of me installing it or removing it. All right, if you have the Polaris or the only Generals BYOW kit and you want to pull a window in the junkyard for your Ranger, it's pretty straightforward. Like, this isn't my truck. I'm in the junkyard. I don't care. I just ripped them plastic Christmas trees off the C-pillar trim, peel this down, a bunch of 9mm bolts, peel the headliner back, or actually they're not bolts, they're studs. 9mm nut driver made it real easy. Loosen them up, pop them out.
Ford Rangers! Hey, you see it? It's a fucking Ford Ranger.
So it was literally that hard. You know, I pulled the trim down, I peeled the headliner back. These 2, 4, 6, 8, 9mm nuts. And I just spent about 10 minutes cutting the butyl off of it very haphazardly. I don't really care. You can do a much better job if you wanted to. It comes with new tape. I'm going to put the tape on there. We'll pop it in. I'll bring you guys back. It's really, really easy install and a very cool window. I'd really like to have a set of their upper doors too. They make some neat stuff. If you have a Polaris General, you got to check out Only Generals. Very cool. If you don't, I hope you stick around anyway because it's kind of a neat little deal. So let me get the butyl tape on there and get the instructions out, and I'll be right back. All right, so super nice instructions. Look how nice this stuff is. Like, this is why I don't get into manufacturing. I don't have this attention to detail. They gave me a cool keychain. Anyway, it looks like there's 2 holes, one on each side, that are not threaded according to the instructions. So they call it a hex-headed thread forming tool, but it looks like a hard sacrificial bolt. It says run it down with an impact driver, but I don't have an impact driver because mine fell out of my crappy truck, which I guess is part of my truck payment, if you will. So I'll find a socket and a ratchet to fix this, and we'll be back. So little holes right here, and my bolts right here. I don't have an impact driver, but I do have that, so you know, all is not lost. Let's see. Nope. See if I can get a shot. I really need to get my GoPro stuff going. Got GoPros, I don't have mounts, but try to do this straight. Yeah, not bad. So the next few steps in the instructions, I freaked out a little bit because it told me to find these little wings, and I like dug through there. I'm like, man, did I already throw them away? I'm generally careful not to do that. They're already on here. Then it says install this seal. It's already on here. And it says install this seal. It's already on here. So I'm actually ready to put the frame into the General at this point. So I'm going to head out there and do that. So this is a good tight fit. The hardware is really nice. Like, it says exactly what it is. That's cool. But the instructions are slightly unclear. So I guess, you know, I don't know, it's more of a JR problem than anything. I think what you're supposed to do is stand this up which I can do one-handed, and figure out your gap. There's a bit of a gap in there, and kind of figure out how you're supposed to fill it with washers. And then it was unclear to me because like I just threaded this, so why do I have nuts? Well, because it's not a very good hole, but the instructions didn't say that. So the bolt's going to go all the way through. There'll be a final washer, and then the nut will secure it. So I'm going to get that in there loosely, and then I'll bring you back. All right, so at this point it kind of looks like this. You have to play with this up and down, and then the hole's slotted, so you have to shove it in and pull it out, and make sure you don't have your seal twisted, which mine isn't. And then, you know, once you can get the bolt started, you're kind of halfway there. So from there, the instructions actually, I don't believe they have you tighten it. Oh, they do. Continue threading the bolt in, spacer, nylock, other side, then you're ready to do the top. So those bolts need to run in, and this one might not be straight. Like I said, you got to play with it because you have it tilted down, right? You have it like this, so the bolt wants to go like that. A little bit of effort, not a big deal. Only been a couple minutes, so be right back. So the upper goes bolt head, washer, panel. This goes through the panel, then this spacer, and one of these boys goes on the other side. I have an Ultimate with speaker pods back here, so I had to drop them out, but it looks like that when you're done. Now you're ready for these fancy boys. These are tiny carriage bolts, very thoughtful, and they go in 4 spots around the cage and then cinch this down. There's a specific sequence they want you to follow, but I'll get these in, we'll get them loosened up, and I'll show you the sequence, and we'll move on to installing the window. So yet another thing that was unclear to me in the instructions, and I'm probably just a dunce, it says cut the rubber strip from here to here to clear the roll cage, and I'm like 90% certain they mean this little edge. So I'm gonna try to find an implement that won't cover a peanut in hot rubber, and see if I can take care of that real quick. Coconut, hey, just having a moment. So at this point, this is trimmed. I didn't cover the seal. It's pretty straightforward. Like, you need to have room for the nuts. You need to go around them. Just use a box cutter on that. Easy peasy. You're ready to slap this bad boy up in there. Hey, Coco, what are you doing? What's going on with you? Okay, we're gonna go home in a minute. So I'm gonna carry this out there and pop it up in the Ranger, or I don't know why I keep calling it a Ranger. It's a Ranger window. It's a General. Jeez. So there it is. Looks great. Whoever had the Ranger was a big hunter. This is a nicer window than you're gonna buy. It's a little crunchy, but fits great. Seals up really nice. I have to come through and fix these and tighten a couple of these bolts up. Only Generals includes hardware for the slider if you buy one off Marketplace or whatever and don't get it. I'm hungry, I want to go home and eat, so you know, it took me about, let me see what time it is. It took me about an hour and a half to install this, going slow and filming for you, so you can probably do it in an hour or so. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like I said, I appreciate their product. I'm looking forward to getting in on the next door order for the winter time. This is it's brilliant. I love it. I love everything about it. So only Generals. If you have a General, check them out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Driveway Engineer.